Chairman.
Please.
Thank you. General, I wanted to ask about the increase, and by some accounts, a tenfold increase in the number of Chinese nationals that have come across our southern border. It's a 50 times. I mean, whatever account, there's a lot of Chinese nationals coming across in the last year. And, you know, flying in and out of China is not like getting out of DCA back home to St. Louis. It's a much different ordeal. And I guess I just want to ask, and you know, in 60 Minutes had a report about some content that's being pushed through social media channels of vulnerabilities with the border. I'm certainly concerned about espionage operations. What information do we have about who these people are? What activities are taking place when they cross our southern border? It's just, it seems like this is happening now at a rate that just doesn't feel natural, to the extent that any of this is what's happening at our southern border makes any sense. But certainly the number of Chinese nationals coming across is of great concern to me, and I wonder if you could speak to that.
Senator, the number of Chinese that are coming across the border is a big concern of mine. In fact, in the short period of time that I've been in command, I've gone down to the southern border to talk to the agents and the leadership about that, and then I've also spoken with the acting commissioner of the CBP on this subject. What concerns me most about specifically the Chinese migrants is, one, is that they're so centralized in one location across on the border, and two is while many may be political refugees and other explanations, the ability for counterintelligence to hide in plain sight in those numbers. So therefore, we have a very strong and robust relationship with the interagency intelligence community, and I receive frequent briefings in the headquarters on the disposition of who has been apprehended and the potential of that threat that you described.
Do we have any, and if some of this is in a closed setting, I'm happy to, but what kind of coordination is taking place here? Because you're right, it's, you know, I think there were 21,000 just in the last 4 months in California alone. Those are the numbers that I've seen recently. So there seems to be a concentration. It seems to be coordinated. Again, getting in and out of the People's Republic of China is a different deal. What have you heard about sort of coordinated activities, and are we aware of specific efforts on their part to, you know, be in parts of the interior United States with sensitive military locations?
Senator, I had some of the same questions that you brought up. What I've been told by our partners in CBP is that the reason that California is the focal point is just simply ease of flying from China into Tijuana and then across. I am concerned, I think you were alluding to, is and have talked to our partners about this, is how the surges seem to be coordinated and command and controlled using social media, primarily by the cartels, to drive the migrants to areas where we might not be. Similar analogy to squeezing the balloon. Where we squeeze down, they, with command and control, usually primarily through social media, I'm told, know to go to the other areas. So our role in NORTHCOM is we're in support of the Customs and Border Protection for detection and monitoring along the site with about 2,500 military members, primarily from the Army and the Marine Corps. And they work very closely to pick up where those surges are, as well as where the gaps are with the monitoring equipment, to alert the law enforcement side of border protection to make the apprehensions.
I look forward to working with you on that and continuing that dialogue about what's happening, because I think it's a dangerous, potentially a very dangerous situation. And then with my limited time, one last question. As far as the drone activity that we see at the southern border, presumably being coordinated by the cartels, maybe other actors, what information can you share about what is it they're doing? Are they tracking Border Patrol agents? What is sort of the drone activity? What are they seeking to discover with these drones that are coming across?
Senator, again, I had asked those very same questions to the commissioner. He said the overall majority of the activity that they see, the incursions, are spotters trying to find gaps, finding out where we are so they can be where we aren't. That's the majority. There's a smaller number that are probably moving narcotics across the border. And then
The drones themselves.
That's right. That's right, Senator. And then the last thing I would say, there is a lot of activity that's our own, that's doing the same thing to try to find where that activity is and make sure that we're prepared to stop it.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.